Hello, I'm Chris. This is Gross Models. Welcome to 30 Days Lost in Space, day 5. This is the first of the creative days, a sort of unstructured build what you like, try and progress your knowledge and learn more and figure out what you've learned, reinforce the past 4 days. So I'm playing with more LEDs this time round. I'll show you at the bench what I've come up with as a circuit, and then I'll try and figure out the wiring. I think I'm going to end up getting the AI to help with the coding quite a lot. So let's go down to the bench and I'll show you what it is that I've come up with. So using Alex's idea as a starting launch point, I have got 6 LEDs. I've only got 5 different colours, so I've put 2 blue ones in. I've got the green, blue, yellow, red, and white, I believe. It's certainly clear. Now, the idea being that I want to control all of those with the dip switch in binary. So it's three positions, 3 switches in binary gives you 8 positions. So they're all off. Putting the first one on, we'll turn the first one on. Putting just the second one on, we'll put the second one on. 1 and 2 make 3, make the third one come on. All of them off, and the fourth one on will be the fourth one. And obviously then 4 and 1 is the fifth, and then all of them up. No, that way the sixth one like that, and 0, 1, 1, and 1, 1, 1 will be all of them. 0, 0, 0, as I say, is all of them off. So I understand the theory. It's the writing of the code that's going to do me up. But I've put them all wired up. I've connected them up to what we've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 10, no, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, it must be 8. It's 8, 9. So it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So I can write the coding for that and labeling them. That's not a problem. It's getting them to work in the binary positions. So it's going to be, if this is this, then sort that out. So I'll do a rough code myself and then base it around that. So I'll write some code offline and show you what I come up with, and then we'll have a word with the AI and see if Astrid can work it better for me. Okay, I have written some code and copied it into Astrid. This is the code that I've written, which basically I've got setting up the green, blue, yellow, red, and white. Setting up the switches, just calling them 1, 2, and 3 rather than anything else. And set up the pin modes for the green, the blue, yellow, red, white, and the switch inputs. I haven't done any of the void loop things yet. Astrid then came back and pointed out that I'd missed out some semicolons quite usefully. So I've put those in. I am using resistors, so I don't need to use the pull-up idea. But then she gives me some idea about where the loop is. And I told her what I want to do. I want to control the lights using the 3 switches. She's come up with 3 different ways of doing it. Toggle mode to switch through the modes. When you put it on, it goes through them, which is interesting. And she's written code for that. Switches to control groups of lights, so you could have 2 coming on each one, which, yeah, that makes sense to me. 3 is, switches, yeah, just a couple of groups, and then doing 2 with each one. Which setup do you want? I said I want binary control. So if only switch 1 is on, light 1 is on. If only 1 and 2 are on, light up 3. So she's come up and basically written down exactly, made a little switch chart. Switch 1, 2, and 3. So it's 000 is no lights. 001, 010 counting in binary. For some reason, she's put the lights in that order. So she's written the code out for that. But I said, she's actually told me how to read it all completely. Since the switches are input pull-ups, they're not. But there we go. I'll make sure she does that the right way round. So yeah, she's gone through all of that. Final notes. Case 7 all off. Let's turn them all on though, I think. Right, this will work perfectly for a binary control. Right, I told her the correct order because I've got them plugged in a different order. So it should be green, blue, blue, yellow, red, white. So she's got that there. So she's then updated that. Except she's done the pull up. I'm going to tell her that that's not correct. It isn't. But she got the idea right. So let's just tell her that that's not quite right. That looks okay so far, but I'm not using the pull-up command. I do have resistors in place. Can you rewrite it so it's just the simple switch, please?
Got it. Since you're using external resistors and not the internal pull-ups, I'll remove input pull-up and set the switches to plain input mode instead.
And that should be that. Let's see if she's come up with that. Binary controlled instruction using external resistors. Right. So they're all set up. I hope on the right wires. I'll plug them in correct. 2, 3, 4. So just the void setup. That's not everything though. Oh, she might still be writing it or have got distracted while writing it. I'll get her to rewrite it, copy it across, and I'll load it up and see if it works. Right, she's done something differently, so I shall go through and figure out if I can understand it and then go from there. So we've set everything up, told it what the switches are, what the LED pins, she's even labeled them. Configure the LED pins as output, yeah, did that, and switches as input, yes. So that's a bit that I did. So then she's setting up a bin value for digital read, the switch 3, 2, and switch 1, and then turn on the light for the pin value. Yeah, I don't quite understand that. So she's telling me how code works. That's nice for. Read the 3 switches and convert them into a 3-bit binary value. Each is a bit, creating a number from 1 to 7. Yeah, okay. Right. So yeah, this is the same as we had before, but in the right order. So depending on the switch, it gives me back this binary value 0 through 7. So yeah, okay. So that's, I don't know exactly how that done it, but the pin value seems to make sense. Each switch controls only one LED at a time. But combination, yes, it does indeed. Follows the order. All 3 switches are on, no lights. All 3 switches are off, no lights. Should be exactly what you need. So let's see. So yeah, that gives me back the pin value, which is the number from 1 to 7, depending on what the switch is. That's a nice way of doing it. I don't know how it does it, but it's doing it. Reading switch 3, computing a binary number from it somehow. Fair enough. And then turning on that. So it's setting the X1, turn all the lights off. Right, it's turning everything to low. That makes sense to me. And then switching pin value. So understand that. I don't know what the case is. I'll have to figure that out in the thing. So let's copy that across to the coding screen. Where's my coding screen? I've got it here somewhere. Let me get that up. Let me copy this into there instead. Everything that I've got there. Let's get rid of all that. Copy in her code. Let's see, what does it say what case is? No. I don't know. Let me make sure she's written it right, compile it, and upload it. Failed uploading. It won't upload again. I've not got it plugged in. That'll be why. So let's plug that in for the first time since I've redone this. We'll recompile just to make sure everything's okay, and we'll send that. Lights flashing, so it's gone. It's uploaded. All the lights are indeed off. So let's put the first switch on. and the second one apparently as well. So the first one on and the first light is on. Let's use a pair of tweezers for this because it's no, pointier tweezers than that. So I only want to do one switch at a time. So let's turn that one off, put the second one on. This side's probably easier. Second one on, not making the second one come on. Is that because of my dodgy wiring? It is. Yeah, there we go. So the second one's on. So if I put that one on as well, that'll make the third one come on. Those are off. This one will be the fourth. Yep. That will be the fifth. And that should be the sixth, which is indeed white. And all of them on is off. Yes. So that is what I wanted to do. That should be. Remember what that one should be. Should be something though, shouldn't it? No, because there's no more after that. 1 and 3 shouldn't be a thing, should it? 1 and 3 is 7. There isn't 7. 1 and 3. Yeah, the red one should be on. Why's the red one not on? Why's that one on? That should only be the first one that's on. I was getting a short somewhere. Yeah, there we go. It's my wiring is suffering there. It was working, then it wasn't. Yeah, yellow and white. And white for that. Yeah, okay, I understand that. What I don't understand is this case business. So I shall talk to the AI about it and try and figure it out. I'll let her know what you say because you're not going to wait for her to respond all the time. I'll try and figure it out and then I'll try and explain it to you if I can figure it out by myself. Right, okay. I said I don't get the case stuff. So she's going to explain it to me in simple ways. The switch statement is an alternate to using multiple if statements because that would be unwieldy. So I understand that. So if I press switch 1, you get green. 2, yeah, I understand that's what I want. So convert the switch states into a number. That's what this double back thing is. Arranges them into a 3-bit binary number. And then we turn off all the lights. Yeah, okay, I understand that bit. It ensures only one light is on at a time. Okay, yeah. Choose which light to turn on. Right. So if bin value is 1, turn on green. Oh, it's just a thing. But, oh, the bin value is case. So that's if switch bin value. So, yeah. If it's 1, then do that. If it's 2, do that. If it's 3, do that. Okay, I understand that. Default is to turn it off. Break is what's the break bit? Breaking it down case by case. Right. If pin value 1 is switches 1 on, it only runs that. Okay, so yeah, I don't need to explain all of them, but well, you haven't. That's okay. Why use switch instead of if? Instead of writing multiple if statements like if it's 1, do that, else if 2, do that, else if 3, do that. Switch is cleaner and faster. That's okay. What does break do? There we go. I knew she'd get there eventually. Each case must end with a break. So once it finds a match, it stops checking the rest. Oh, okay. Yeah. If we didn't have a break, it would continue running the next cases, even if they didn't match. That makes sense to me now. I understand that. Does that explanation make sense? It does indeed. Thank you very much, Astrid. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand that. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. That makes sense to me. I understand it and it works if my wiring's, not quite shorting out a little bit. So, yeah, that was okay. I quite enjoyed that. Learned something new. I'll probably forget it, but I've learned it for now. So, there we have it. So that's day 5. Day 6 is tomorrow, and we will be doing something new and interesting. We are fixing the battery. What we're doing with the battery, I'll have a quick look ahead and find out. We're dealing with a new sensor. Instead of a switch, which is technically a sensor, but not really much of a sensor, we're dealing with a light sensor next time. So join me for that day 6 very soon. But for now, thank you for watching day 5. I shall see you for more shortly. Stay safe. Bye bye for now.